Welcome everybody to Brothaz Talk, a podcast for all brothers of all diversities, religions, races. We discussing men's issues today, what we go through right now, what we going through in our past. Before we kick this off, I want to read something to you. The views, opinions, and experiences and stories shared on Brothaz Talk with Lou J are intended for educational, informational, and discussion purposes only. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge that the content is extended to and intended to inspire conversations, reflections, and not a substitute for professional advice or services. This is just our opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic today is redefining manhood, power, purpose, partnership. All the way from the Big Damn Podcast, all the way from Texas, my man Bobby Hill. What's going on, Bob?
Not much, man. How you doing, my brother, man? How everything going with you and your family, man?
Hey, man, everything's blessed. Everything's gravy. Everything's great, man. Bobby, I can tell you right now, for ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know all his podcast will be in the descriptions below. Go check it out. This man gets deep. He gets deep. He gives his opinion. He keeps it real. I tell you that now, 100%. Go check that out.
Yes.
Today, we're unpacking masculinity, ego, fear, purpose, and partnership. This is about attack. This is not about attacking men and women. This is about asking one simple question: what does a healthy modern man look like today? What does a healthy modern man look like today? This is for all brothers, all diversities, all religions, all nationalities. Bob, let's just start with the first one, man. Society's definition of a man. Okay, what do you think society teaches boys about being a man?
Um, like the day age now, everything is so polarized that sometimes I think young men get conflicting ideas about what it's like being a man. In one corner, you got the people that's saying, yo, you got to be tough, you got to be rock hard. You can't hide, you got to hide your feelings, hide your emotions, you can't cry, you can't, do anything like that. You got that section. Then you got the other section saying, it's okay, be who you are, show your feelings. You don't have to be, strong. You don't have to be, it's not all about being the toughest and playing sports and all that. So sometimes you have that conflicting, messaging the young man. And I think, and it's, really confusing, but I think the household, like, they learn being a man from being really from the household, what they learn from in the house, stop worrying about what media thinks about it. But that's easy for me to say because we grew up in an area where media wasn't as prevalent as it was now.
Yeah.
So we were more family based, home based. Talk about you see what the men in your life, or it don't have to be your father, your uncle, your neighbor, whatever. You see what men do, and you learn from that. Now, everybody sort of individualized away from each other. So, it's like, and people have to resort to the social media, and they get any conflicting, messages, and it's causing issues. And some people, it's tough. It's
We
tough,
think
man.
about parents, bro. I mean, should parents get more involved in that, man? I
Yes.
understand different generations is different, but how important is parents in that, especially about teaching boys to be a man?
Oh, parents are the most important. Whether the parents are together or not, parents are the most important because they are they are ground zero. They there from the beginning. So they mold this young man on, what his mentality gonna be like as far as in society, how to, confront society as a man, and parents is good. I mean, you need that. You need both parents. I don't care what anybody say. You need both parents. You need them, whether they together. An ideal situation is both of them in the house, but
Mm-hmm.
this is, that's not realistic that for everybody. So, but they need both parents. They need that man to teach them how to deal with this world, because you as a man, I think there's certain things that by default we all have to have because this world is hard on men. the world expects more of us, man, as far as being out here in this world. They expect us to, be able to handle it, be able to deal with it.
Bruh.
So and then we have to then they need their mother to let them know, son, it's okay. If you fail, if you fall, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can pick yourself back up and stuff like that. It's okay. If you want to go cry it off for a little bit, it's okay. You need your mom to do that because you need that balance, man, because you trying to be tough every day of your life, man. That's hard. That'll stress you out, man. It's hard trying to hold that image of being macho, strong all the time and stuff, man. That's hard, man. You don't need you got to be able to release it, man.
Trust me, brother. Trust me. I want to let the audience know what they say. Traditional, uh, as what's to be expected from men. This is what they say, right? They want you to be
Yeah.
a provider, a protector. They want you to be emotionally tough, which I'm still debating on that one. They want you to be dominant. They want you to be financially successful. You know that's something big nowadays. Never
Yeah.
weak, Bobby. They say they don't want men to be never weak and always be in control. One thing that you said earlier, and I just told the audience here. Give me one last thing about this never weak, because this is what traditionally they want men to be today. This is all men, never weak.
Um, that that's humanly impossible. That's humanly impossible. You can't do that. Nobody is strong. Nobody is like 100% strong. They might can present a front like on camera or on social media. They can present like they strong, but best believe that any strong man, when they're away from cameras, when they by themselves, best believe when they I don't care if they sitting on the toilet or they somewhere chilling, they are unwinding and they feel vulnerable. Trust me. The ones that put sometimes the people that portray themselves as the strongest on camera may be the weakest people out here. you know.
Man,
So,
yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? So it's you know, sometimes like women, man, they got to be realistic with stuff because even, even I don't want to I want to go, but even the so-called strong women,
Mm-hmm.
even them when they say they strong, they admit they can't be strong 100%. It's hard out there. It's hard taking care of the kids and holding it down. You can't do that 24/7. That junk wears on you. The same thing for a man. We all human beings. You know,
No,
we
no
have but
doubt.
so much we can handle for we have to release.
Oh, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, people on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Hit that notification button, ladies and gentlemen. When this comes out, you will know automatically. Hit that like button. People on my audio channels, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Please continue to download, continue to enjoy this content. Bob, let's get on to pressures on men. The modern pressures on men. Today's man is expected to make money, be emotionally available, be a great father, be physically attractive, have respect for women, that's of course, lead but not control, be vulnerable but still be strong. The one I want you to talk about a little bit, and I want you to give your opinion about this. They say men is expected to lead but not control. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think when, being a leader, I mean, there is some times where as a man, you have to take control of the situation because if you have knowledge and you can, sometimes you have to take control. So that's, but there right there, I say sometimes a man don't have to take control all the time. You can lead. Sometimes you can lead from behind. Let your queen lead. Let your queen. She might be more knowledgeable of what you in the
Yes.
situation than you. So, a good way being a leader is let your queen handle that while you sit here making sure everybody is safe while your queen handles that. That's how you lead in that situation. There might be times where you have to say, everybody, follow me. I know what I'm doing. Everybody, come follow my back. I got you. So you got to know there's a balance there. You just got to know when to lead, when to take control and when to let your queen help you. If you know, let your queen take control. Y'all side by side. So, you got to, but she has to have that mentality too.
Oh yeah.
She can't look at you like, if you tell your queen to take care of it, she can't look at you as being a weak man because, oh, you can't handle it, because you have no, you got to look at it, well, my man is allowing me to do it, my man is trusting me to handle this situation. That's, she got to be able to handle it too, as well as him.
I,
So yeah.
I love it, brother. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, they say studies show many men struggle to express emotions due to childhood conditioning. Men are statistically less likely to seek therapy than women. Many men report feeling pressures to always appear strong financially and emotionally. Appear strong financially, emotionally. Bruh, you know what, right? But before I move on to the next one, right? And that's a big thing now, financially and emotionally. Now, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, right now you gotta have, your stacks up. What happened to the days, man, when you trying to build together, where everybody's saying build together, but this emotional thing, right? It confuses me. Now, what do you think about they're saying men had to be emotionally available?
I mean, yeah, I mean, when when he has time to be emotionally available, I think it's good for him to be available. But women got to realize that men aren't always available when you want them available, because we go through a lot of stuff during the day and we don't. I mean, we just went through 12-hour shift, man. We don't have time to worry about who stole your daggone coffee out the refrigerator at your job. We don't got time to listen to that. No, we just went through a hard day. Our feet hurting, our back hurting. God, no, we just want a big piece of chicken and lay down for a second and unwind. That don't mean we don't love you, but damn, we got to prepare for you, all your stuff, because we just came through from a bunch of stuff. It's just, they don't. Sometimes, that book back in the day where they say men are from Mars and women are from Venus. That's the truest statement sometimes, because sometimes it ain't that. Sometimes women just overthink stuff with us, man. They think that we some sort of complex creatures, like we require a lot of stuff. Sometimes we just allow us to unwind. That's all you got to do, and we will be there for you. But you got to allow us to do that, because this world beats us up every single day we are here in this world.
All
That's
right, so
all men. It
so
don't
wait
matter
a
where you
minute.
from.
I'm gonna cut you off a second. What if a female is watching this and she says, "All right, bet. What about me? When is my turn for you to listen to me? What is your opinion about that one?"
I'm saying it's like, I understand that, it shouldn't be about like turns, like, okay, I did it for you, you should do it for me and stuff like that. Because some people require, it's like you have to read the signs in your relationship, man. If you know your man go through a lot of stuff during the day and stuff, man, you got to know when to bring it to him, man. You just can't, like I said, you have to know know your partner. You got to know when your man is, if you know your man had a hard day's work, if you know he's sitting up there, he's stressed out, he done had a long, stressful day, you should know as an adult, like, look, I can wait to bring this to him. Let me bring it to him tonight. Maybe when we laying down in the bed, chilling and stuff, and he's calmed down. They
Yeah.
don't think like that sometimes. They want to hear it as soon as you walk in the door, they want to sit here and blast her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody want to let the man chill. He'll listen to you. Let him do it. I'm saying he wants to get home to you and relax with you, but just let him unwind and he'll be there for you. That's why I would tell her, like, give that a try first. Just give that a try. When you get there, just unwind, let him unwind, assist him. I mean, when he come home, because I don't care what job he done been to. I don't care if it's blue collar, white collar. He done a trash man to a damn CEO. He done had a hard day. Let that man unwind for a minute. You know,
I love it, brother.
rub his back, rub his back, rub his feet, and then be like, look, I gotta tell you something that happened to me today. I bet you he'll listen to you. That's all you want. I'm giving these girls, hey, ladies, I'm giving you game for free. I'm saying.
I love it, bro. I love it. Bobby, do you think society built men for survival, but not for emotional connection?
Um, Yes, yes, I agree with that. I agree with now they try to do it more, but we have been conditioned to just they taught men about survival because growing up, especially in this country, in this history of this country about wars and all this stuff, man, they taught
Mhm.
men to work hard in the fields, be soldiers, be factory workers, be stuff like but they didn't teach them how to deal with okay, you're a young man, you lose your mom at a young age. How you deal with that? They don't teach young men how to deal with that, or you lose I'm saying? You lose a close friend or whatever. You lose your pet that you love. They don't teach little men how to deal with little boys how to deal with stuff like they sucking. They be like, man, suck it up, we buy another one. That could have traumatized him and stuff, but they don't bother to sit up here and deal with it. Be like, oh, suck it up, he be all right. Go out there and shoot some ball or do something. Go climb a tree.
That's that different generation, brother. That's a
Yeah,
different generation. Bobby,
yeah,
when I contact you about this episode, you said something about an issue you want to talk about. I'm kind of curious about this one, right?
okay.
I mean, we kind of chopped up a little bit before, but I really didn't get it. But now I want you to really deep dive in this. Ladies and gentlemen, the subject is men not learning how to be useful beyond sex or intimacy. What does being useful in a relationship actually mean outside of sex? Because a lot of people they might get confused about that, but that might not. Some people might get it, but break it down to people like me and other people who don't understand that.
First of all, I'd say, when people, I tell young kids this. I told my kids this, my niece and nephew. Got to know the difference between sex and love. There's a difference between that, man. And then with us as men, man, we got to think just because you satisfying someone sexually that's it. Like that's all you have to do in a relationship. You don't require nothing else. Like for a relationship to be successful, man. Man, you got to know how to do. You got to be useful, man. You got to learn how. So first of all, it'll help you finance. You won't be sitting out here spending money on people doing stuff that you can learn how to do yourself if you get off. Sex is only a small part of the day. What you doing the rest of the day? I know you work and everything, but what else besides work? We got to be more than that, man. We got to. If it requires us to go outside of our comfort level, we got to know how to do that, man. Learn how to fix something. Learn how to figure something out. Learn how to cook something. Learn how to do something. Learn assist your wife in the. It's okay to assist your wife in the kitchen. I learned how to cook from my mama. And I feel like I'm 100% man. I know how to cook. Know how to damn. I learned how to garden from my grandmother.
Dang.
You know, I learned
Okay.
how to damn change oil and change tires from my daggone father. Learn how to do. I mean, learn how to do all that, man. You got to be useful, man. That's what I'm saying. Yes, got to be useful. That's all for you. If not for your partner, for your relationship, that's you as a man. If you don't never have nobody, if it takes you a while to find somebody, you ain't gonna sit up here and depend on everybody to do stuff. Learn how to do stuff so you can live with that a successful life.
Hmm.
Without having to hire everybody to do something for you. You know, it's okay. Learn. I'm just saying, let's learn how to do stuff. Let's learn how to, learn how to, you know, like let's say you had to paint your house. Let's say you had an apartment, whatever you wanted to paint your house. And say, learn how to do stuff. Then you'll figure out, man, that stuff is easy. I can know how to do this. And that might inspire you to learn how to do something else.
Hmm.
You go buy something from the store, learn how to assemble it. You know, like I said, there's a lot of things you can learn how to do out here, man. I'm saying just be more
Love it.
useful in a relationship because if all you do is that, bring to the table is just sex. I always say you putting your relationship on a clock because
Mhm.
sex can go anywhere.
Oh,
When people out here, they 8 billion people out here in this world. They didn't get that from doing the Macarena.
8.4, brother. 8.4.
So,
Bobby, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna say this to the audience, right?
okay,
These are the ways men can be useful beyond sex or intimacy. Now, Bobby, I want you to say you agree or disagree. All right.
Okay.
All right. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, especially brothers, listening without trying to fix everything.
Yes, yes, yes. That's true. Sometimes, and that goes both ways too. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Listening sometimes, as men, that's us now. We trying to be. I ain't gonna use the term on, but Captain Saber. You know what I'm talking about. I gotta leave it at that. You know, we have a tendency to try to be that. Sometimes we don't need that. They just need that
Yes.
they need us just to listen to them and
Oh,
understand. Let them unwind, just like we might want them to listen to us and not say anything. We got to listen. Listen. Don't
I
always
love
try
it.
to. Don't have to save everything. Trust that your wife can handle it. If she needs your help, let her say, "Baby, I need your help with something."
I
If
love
not,
it.
just listen to her.
I
That's all
love
you
it.
got to do. Yes, I
I,
agree with that.
thank you. Number two, emotional reassurance. Tell them everything's gonna be okay.
Oh yes, tell them you love them. Don't be ashamed to tell your significant other that you love them. I tell my wife I love her every day, several times a day. I text it to her, tell
Oh,
her I'm there for her. There's nothing wrong with telling her it ain't gonna hurt you. Don't act like you too much of a damn man to sit up there and tell your
yes.
woman that you love her. Tell your woman that you need her. Tell her that you value her. Tell her that. Just like you want to hear it, just like men, we like women, assure us that we are that for them. We have to
Yes.
assure them that they are that for us.
I love it. I love it. Number three, helping build peace in the home.
Yes, yes, yes. Because people always, me and my wife was out, and somebody said something like, talking about that saying you should say "happy wife, happy life," and the woman corrected that, said no, it's happy spouse, happy house, and that's true. Both of y'all, sometimes, man, it is our fault. Take it. Sometimes we got to be the bigger person. Sometimes it might not even be our fault, but for the sake of having peace in the house, let's say I'm sorry. It's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
Bobby,
You're not gonna lose nothing. You're not gonna lose nothing. A piece of your manhood ain't gonna fall off because you said I'm sorry, even though you was right. If you say I'm sorry, it's okay.
hey,
Your woman.
I get it, man. Before I get to number four, I'm actually doing an episode on that.
Okay.
Happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, whatever. And I can tell you right now, I don't agree with it. I don't. I have. This would take a whole other episode. Maybe I'll bring you
Yes.
back on, chop it up.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I have a different view on that, but I just want to let you know I don't agree with that phrase.
Hmm.
But supporting a woman's goals.
Oh yeah, you support her goals. I mean, yeah, support her goals. But sometimes, and especially when people, it depends on, sometimes people can be ambitious, and sometimes that ambition can blind them, especially like make them blind to the current situation. Maybe y'all have a couple kids and stuff, and
Okay.
maybe you know you want to be I say hypothetical. I say a woman, you might want to be a nurse and stuff, and you already got like a couple kids and stuff, and the man looks and like, look, I know you want to be a nurse right now, but right now it's going to be financially hard for us, and it's going to take time. And when these kids got to go to school, so instead of being a nurse right now, won't you start off as a CNA or something like that, where it don't take that much time, so we can do that. It ain't that
Mm,
he don't agree with your goals. He just need for you to take a different avenue to get there. He might
mm,
see something that you don't see because you blinded by your ambition.
mm.
So they got to have that communication and trust each other. But yeah, support her goals and stuff, man. It's good to support her goals. And she got to be willing to take, input and, stuff like that, because just like if a man have a goal, she'll put her 2 points. It's something that she didn't like, or there's some aspects that she saw that he didn't see. She wouldn't, think twice to tell him, hey, baby, this might not be working like this. Let's go this way. So she got to be willing to take input from trust that your man is telling you information to help you. He's not
Okay.
trying to bring you down. He's trying to help you. So it's a trust thing too. So yes, I agree with
Okay. Well, Bobby, I can tell you, I can agree, disagree with you.
it.
You know what I'm
Hey, that's
saying?
what we're here for, man. We human beings, man. That's
That,
that's good. I
that's
like that.
But you
Yes.
know what? It's healthy for see, people don't have to agree with the other person. As long as you have a respectful conversation about it and you can talk about it, you can deal with it. A lot of people don't realize that. But Being dependable.
Yes. Oh, you got to be dependable. Oh, of course, you got to be dependable, man. Yes, if you say you're gonna do something, you got to, the other person got to be willing to at least be like, okay, I can trust this person gonna at least, he gonna at least try what he said he's gonna do. He might not achieve it, he might fall short, but at least he tried. At least I can trust. He said if someone said they're gonna do something and never get to it, not be dependable, you know, that's a bad relationship. That relationship gonna fail if you're not dependable. Because I
Well,
mean.
but guess what, Bobby? It's the first time you and I go agree on this one. Number 6, you already talked about this, so you already like agreed on it earlier. It's protect emotionally and not just physically. So you agree with that one.
Yeah.
Co-parenting effectively. That's a big one.
So as far as like, I mean, with that, I don't know. I haven't because I had baby mama drama. I had all that in my
Hey
life,
man,
and
we all had that, brother.
yeah, I feel like in a relationship, I know it's hard, especially when kids get older. They got first of all, the parents have to learn how to set whether they're together or not together. They have to learn to separate the love for the kids that's separate than the love they have for each other because
Mm,
they're gonna always be your kids, whether
mm,
you together or not together. They're always your kids.
mm,
Y'all don't always have to be together. Y'all can divorce, but
mm.
y'all still have to be there for your kids.
I love it.
But just because you're not getting along with each other and y'all not together, using that one person, because keep it real, man. The legal system is changed a little bit, but more it's still the same.
Oh yeah.
It favors the mother in the thing. So the mother always had the upper hand. So
Hmm.
she sometimes, I mean, this ain't always the case because I don't want to paint everybody into a corner, but there's been cases where women has used that power against men, man, and made it hard for men to parent because they, in their feelings or they don't like the fact that man done moved on and found somebody and whatever. And they, a lot of factors can make it difficult, and it's hard. Sometimes they be asked for men to overcome all them hurdles. Sometimes, and I hate to say it, keep it real. Sometimes they have to overcome the hurdles of an insecure woman because maybe she didn't move on as fast as he moved on, and she don't like that, so she uses that against him because he's moved on with his life, but still want to be there for the kids, and she knows that and uses that against him. And it's
Okay.
hard for men out there sometimes. This ain't always the case, but that's just one case. But that's a tricky. It's hard.
I
It's
love
hard to get co-parent because you got to have both people on the same page, and sometimes both people are not on the same page.
I love it, brother.
The man
Bobby,
be oh, I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead. You
I
good?
said
Let's finish up. Finish up.
I said the man may be on one page and the woman might be on another page and they are in nowhere in the same category. So that's that's a complex subject right there.
Yeah, that is a complex subject, but that's something for another podcast another day.
Yes.
But
Yes.
matter of fact, man, that's something that you can do on your podcast, ladies and gentlemen. The Big Damn Podcast will be in the
You damn
description
right.
below. Make sure you check that out. I'm pretty much sure Bobby gonna be talking about that on his podcast.
Oh, you know that. That's personal. That's personal.
Okay, I got you. I got you. My bad. Uh, let's talk about. But before I get to the next subject, I got something new for you. Your physical health, men. This is all men. We are terrible at getting checked out. Terrible. More what now? I'm gonna read a stat to everybody, to the women and to the men, especially for the brothers. Women are 69% higher than males for getting their routine checkups. They're getting checked out health wise, especially women over 45 and older. Men, especially with men 45 and older, men 50 and over. Check this out, man. You will love this right here. It is down by 37% in the last 2 years of men, all men getting checked. Getting checked. This is the reasons why they say, Bobby. And then after that, I want you to give your opinion. These are the common reasons why they have reported, researchers have reported, men not getting checked. Fear of appearing weak, believe that they should tough it out, that old school thing, concern about what others will think, being too busy with work and family responsibilities. And the last one, you will love this one, waiting until symptoms become severe. What do you think about that, brother?
Yes, I have no retort about that right there, man. We are 100% because that's the way we raised, man. Because we watched, like I said, that's us watching men in our life when we was growing up, watching our men. They didn't go to the doctor. How many times you done heard about, your grandma and saying, he won't go to the doctor, so stubborn behind, and like stuff like that. How many times you heard that? Or the wife having to drag her husband finally get stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way we've been conditioned, man. I mean, we're trying to break the cycle and stuff, but it's hard. But it's just
You think being weak is it? You think them fearing being weak? Do you agree
yes.
with that
I
one?
don't. I think that's crazy right there. Now, that I don't yeah, don't act like that's being weak, man. Because we're all human beings, man. Ain't nobody. We all got something that'll break us down. I don't care how big a man is out here. There's something out there that'll break him down. Look how big Shaq is. You know what broke him down? His daggone toes. I mean, it's something.
what, what, what about being too busy with work and family?
Yeah, that is a good point. And sometimes you just have to sacrifice and take that time off to do that. And it might, and it's hard sometimes. Sometimes people can't afford to take that time off, man. And living check to check, man. All them hours count. And bills, them bills don't care. You got to go to the doctor. Them bills are healthy. Them bills are got superpowers. They
Yo,
gonna
Bob, if
they
you don't
gonna
go to the
cook.
doctor, man, you ain't gonna be able to you ain't gonna be able to pay them bills. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, and that's what we got. And listen, that's why with the kids, I talk to young kids. I talk to them and stuff. I tell them, I like try to school them. I'm like, look, man, healthcare starts now for y'all.
Yeah.
The way you take care of your body now, the way you eat now, the way you exercise now will affect you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s and stuff. You won't be spending money on insurance and going to the doctor and being all these types of medicines and all this
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
because you took care of yourself when you was younger. So I try to tell kids that, but people our age, man, it's hard. We just got to try to talk to the youngsters and be like, look, you need to take care of I tell them like, look, I wish I had somebody like me that talked to me when I was 18 years old. I
Well,
didn't have that person to explain to me and stuff like that, man. So you have to take care of yourself, man. Stay off these sweets. And I ain't saying, don't eat nothing, but don't be like giving these kids all these sweets, all these sugars, and all this stuff, give them
mm-hmm,
dependent on that
mm-hmm.
stuff, man, because it affects us when they get older.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, Bobby. Right, the last topic because you brung this up. It's the first time I ever heard of it. You said to me, when you sent me this information, men being afraid to let women lead. Now, that's a big thing with men nowadays, brother. A lot. You know what I mean? Especially, I don't know, in the younger generation, but for some reason, probably in the Gen X generation, maybe the baby boomer or whatever. Why are some men uncomfortable with women leading?
Because like everything we talked about is relevant. It goes back to what we talked about earlier as people being like the man being looked at as weak because he let his woman take charge in certain situations and stuff. But that's where you have to go. That's where you have to have that mentality. You can't care about what people think. You can't care about what the outside think. That's your relationship with that woman. Don't care about what the outside world think. They're not gonna understand y'all because they're not with y'all when y'all intimate moments when y'all talking to each other. So do what helps y'all. If that means your wife have to sit up, have to, do certain things that, that you can't do either because you're too busy, or maybe you hurt, maybe something else, don't be afraid to let her do that, man. Don't be and get and support her. Like I said, lead from behind. She may lead in that. I mean, y'all still leading, y'all still a unit. Whatever she does, because you got to have a mentality, her success is your success and vice versa. So really with her leading, it's still you leading because y'all together as a unit. Just like with, she's leading and when you leading with stuff, she's right there with you, so they got to have that mentality and don't care about what people think. Don't care about what the world think because everybody gonna have something to say. It
Oh
don't
yeah.
matter. Everybody
Well,
got something to say. You can't listen to y'all. You can't listen to the world. You gotta drown out. You got to drown out all that white noise, all that noise in behind. Just focus on
hey,
her and she focus on you.
well, Bobby, you can help me with my problem.
What's up?
You gonna be my counselor today, ladies and gentlemen. He gonna be my counselor today. This is a
Let's
problem
do
that I'm still struggling with to this day.
it.
You ready,
What's up?
Mr. Hill?
Let's do this.
You gonna be counselor Hill today.
We can do that. Yeah.
All right, counselor Hill for the Big Damn Podcast.
Let's do that. Let's do that. My counseling sessions.
All right. I was raised by a old school down south North Carolina grandma, right?
Mhm.
To be the leader. It has been very hard for me to let women lead in my life because I'm so used to it. She told me you have to be strong. You can't appear weak. You cannot cry. You can't do none of these things. You have to take care of your family, be a leader, lead by example. And that's very hard for me to be emotionally weak and let a female lead me unless I'm sick or down physically,
Yeah.
mentally or physically ill. That's very hard for me. I've actually had this discussion before. So what are some things I can do to get over this? Because you came up with this topic. I was very, very impressed with this topic. And like, how do you do it? Maybe there's men like me out there that can use this knowledge from you.
At first I would say just start out with something small first. Like, you know, all right, when y'all go out to eat and stuff, who normally picks out where y'all eat at? Does she pick or is normally like where you want to go? Or it's both of
Man,
y'all?
it's the same stereotype of women. I don't know. I don't know. You pick. Yeah, I mean, it's that
Oh my
stereotype. You know what I'm
God,
saying?
yes,
Come
you're
on,
right
bro.
about that.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's
come
like
on,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, we all been through that. I don't
I
care.
don't
You
know.
pick it, and then you pick
That's
something. I don't
oh,
want
I
to do
don't
that.
want that. Oh, I don't want to do that.
You know what
I
I'm
don't want
saying?
to do
Come
that.
on.
I don't want to
Like,
do that. That right there is nah, but no, I was just to me personally, I was just, now eh, some women can't deal with that. Now some women like, because I keep it real. My ex-wife before, I was just my wife just before my last marriage, you know, I had this issue. I like look just because I was driving trucks and stuff. I used to drive trucks on the road because I wasn't hardly home. So, like things like you want to do like a vacation or anything like that. I like look. You had to deal with it because I don't have time with. It. I'm always on the road and stuff. And she
yeah.
complained about it. She complained about having to do that. So that I was like, she used to get mad at me, like, why don't you do that? I'm like, I'm out here driving trucks on the road. You work from home at an office. It's easier for you to deal with this stuff because you're already at a desk. I'm at a,
Facts.
but she made a big issue about that. So, I would say just, just I mean something. Is is your significant other, is she like if you would let her lead, did she complain about you don't let her lead? Like she complain like, oh, you never let me make decisions or you never let me do anything?
Nah, she's stubborn, bro. I mean, she'll let me lead because she's a strong individual herself. She's super strong.
But
And
she
yeah, she's very strong. So but also she's stubborn too. She gonna see this. You are stubborn, hon. You're very very stubborn. But I love you anyway.
that's every woman. Oh my God, yeah, they're stubborn. Oh my God. You have to convince them. I don't care. You can have You can have all the evidence. You can have pictures. You can have an eyewitness and everything. They ain't gonna believe it. No, no, no. They're gonna stick to their word to the end.
Yep.
Yes, they stubborn.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I don't know. Just I said, just to me, I would just I just almost communicating and letting them know, I'm like, look, I don't mind, to me, and I would stress it to them as to how I feel, and I would tell them like, look, it's hard for that, and I was like, it's hard, the way I was raised, it was hard for me to let a woman lead stuff, and it just it's hard. I don't know, take baby steps because you say you grew up like that,
Yeah.
and I understand how people grow up like that because people our age, I understand our elders and stuff. Those are the people who grew up during segregation and Jim
Mm-hmm.
Crow and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
their mentality is going to be a lot more hardened because as we get all up in arms about how police was killing unarmed black people and stuff like that. Trust
Mm-hmm.
me, it was a whole lot worse back then. So they
Mm-hmm.
had to deal with all that. So their main thing was be safe, make it home. Don't be out here crying. Don't be out here weak. We can't be out here and be weak because they kill
Yes.
and stuff like that. So that's what kind of so that's why that's another thing, man. That's just the residue from all that, man, from Jim Crow and all that. And people try to deny it and stuff, but that's a lot of that stuff is multifaceted how they affected us. And that's one of the ways that we grew up. Some of our men grew up sometimes just hardened even some men that know they can't handle being a leader and they try to lead anyway, they need someone to help them and they don't because they're
Mm-hmm.
too stubborn because they grew up saying don't show weakness because you're
Yeah.
not a man, so um
Do you cry, Bobby? Because I,
uh,
I I haven't cried since I was 16.
yeah, I don't cry unless I'm tell you what cry. I do cry. I cry. Specific things make me cry. Like it's TV thing, like especially losing someone. I lost someone close, especially losing someone and stuff. You know, my niece. I lost my niece, my sister's oldest child, my younger sister oldest child. She had Down syndrome. That made me cry. Um, but have a little, have family issues and father issues a little bit.
Yeah.
So issues like when I see scenes that are very like touching, it don't matter what color of the people, I don't matter what the race of the people. If I see it on television, like a touching moment with a father and his children, that makes me cry.
Mm.
Watching them videos, I don't know why. Maybe they meant to do that. Watching the videos where the soldiers come home and surprise their children. I don't know why that touches me. So yeah, there's things that make me cry, but it's stuff like that. Like I don't sit around and like not anything will make me cry. I'm saying, but something touching like family, because it's like
Mm.
because of my situation. I will explain sometime on one of my podcasts that I felt like I got cheated out of being a father. I mean, I used to love being a father, but you know like I said, the moms had, they got power. They got power and they exerted that power for personal reasons. So, and I ended up suffering and my kids ended up suffering, and I don't want to end up suffering because I didn't get a chance to mold my children the way I wanted to. So, yeah, when I see
That
stuff on television about men, with their children and stuff, it don't matter daughter, son, it don't matter touching moments and stuff. Yeah, that makes me cry.
I love it,
Yeah.
man.
When I see inhuman stuff, like when I see these little kids out here, like the immigrant kids, and how this government's treat. I don't know, get political, but how the government treating immigrants right here at the border and all this stuff. When I see how they do these families, man, that touch me, man. I hate that, man.
I hear you,
That's
brother.
all right. But yeah.
I trust me. I get it. I'm gonna let the audience know these are some of the reasons why men fear are uncomfortable with women leading. They say they fear of losing control, which that's me sometimes.
Okay. Okay.
Feeling weak, fear of judgment from other men. That is a big one. I mean, that's something he will come back on Black Voices. We're going to talk about that. Black on men judging other men.
Yes. Yes.
Fear of not being needed, fear of pride issues, traditional upbringing. That's some other subjects that we would talk about on Black Voices. Last two questions for you, sir. Can a man still feel masculine while supporting a strong woman?
Oh yeah. Like yes, they can do that. Yes. Like I said, it all depends on like the strong woman is subjective. Like because what is a strong woman? Like what that entails. It all depends on the condition, like whatever the situation of the personal relationship is. Cause like I said, some people, a woman staying at home, taking care of the kids, making sure everybody's fed, making sure the house is clean. That's a strong woman. And in some instance, a woman that has several degrees, got a six-figure career, got all this, and maybe she a judge, maybe she a lawyer, maybe she's something. That's a strong woman. So yes, it's it all depends. But yes, you can support her and still hold it down. Because even think about this, even if a woman like she has everything, all right, she could they it's like these gender roles. Like I don't subscribe to all the gender roles. I don't like all that because there's
Mm,
certain. That's why I say you got to learn how to do stuff because there might be times, as a man, what if your dang on wife gets sick and you got
mm,
kids? How the kids gonna eat? You have to know how to do stuff like that. We have to learn how to assume that stuff. But yeah, we can for women having to work all this, you have kids and the woman has to work and everything, and she's making more money than you. First of all, you got to get your ego out and start thinking, leading and anything has to do with some sort of number value, like whoever makes the most money is the leader. That's not entirely true. That means that person has a better job than you. Don't mean that person is a better leader than you. That means they have a more profitable job than you. Don't mean they can lead the household. Don't mean they
mm.
can do all that. But you have to learn how to lead in other ways. It ain't always like, standing up front, telling everybody to leave behind, come behind you, because we're not all knowledgeable in everything. We don't know everything, and we got to be man enough to say, okay, I don't know this, but my wife knows how to do this.
Mm.
I can learn from her. She can show me what to do, or she can do it, and I can learn from her and stuff. And as far as what Eric, man, that's why you don't tell her. I don't like, you know, I wish I don't tell everybody. That's why I don't care about what other black men say about me. I don't tell them all about your relationship. Don't tell people about your relationship because
Mm-mm.
people
Mm-mm.
are nosy and people will come between you. That's why you got to be careful who you let in your household.
Yep.
That's everybody. Because you let
Yep.
people in your household, you can't trust people. You let people in your household, they try to they might be jealous of what you got and try to break slowly but surely try to put a crack in your marriage
Oh,
or in your
100%.
household. People do that. So yes,
Hey, brother, I
it's a
get it. I
complex
get it.
situation, son.
Bobby, last question for you, sir. Been a great conversation with you, which I call you my new therapist now. Therapist in the Big Damn Podcast.
You
Podcast will be
know it.
below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to that podcast. Don't forget, please.
Man.
Why do some men compete with women instead of partnering with them? Because this is a big question. What does the host of the Big Damn Podcast think about this? Which will be in the descriptions below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What does he think about that? Why do some men compete with women instead of partnering with them?
I don't know, men that compete with women, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. They weak or something, man. Why you competing with her? If you choose to have that woman in your life, you choose to have her as a partner, not a competitor. I mean, what y'all competing for? Why you feel like she just that that's a bad mentality. Why you feel like this woman's your enemy? If y'all together and if you got that mentality that, we shine, we rise together, there should be no reason why you feel like that woman is your competitor, you know? Be happy. She bringing in what? Don't be mad if she bring in more money than you. All of it's going to the same household. We all
Mm,
building together. So don't get mad. Drop your pride. Drop your ego in a relationship. You know, just like
mm.
like I said, just like you got to carry her. Like I said, there gonna be times where she gonna have to carry you.
I
And
love it.
be prideful enough to deal with that. And don't, like I said, don't let everybody know what y'all doing. You don't got to tell nobody outside y'all household what y'all doing. You ain't got to tell your kids what y'all doing.
Damn
Y'all
right.
deal with that.
Damn
Y'all
right.
deal with that.
Preach.
You do what you got to do to get for y'all to damn get through the day. You know, it might be different than what this person does and what this person does, but guess what? That's the beauty of human beings. Ain't no two people alike. So what works for y'all might not work for them, but it works for y'all.
I
You know,
love it.
as long as you ain't out here committing crimes and hurting somebody else, you know, whatever, do what you got to do. You know, don't care about what people think because people always gonna have opinions. You don't
I
care if
love
you
it.
have a great relationship and you got a lot of material stuff and you're out here laughing and smiling and kissing them. Ah, look at that, they fake. Somebody gonna always have something to say. So
I
don't worry
love
about what
that.
people got to say, man. You can't. You got to crowd. You got to let that noise. You got to get rid of that noise and
I
just
love
listen
it.
to your partner. That's
I
men
love it,
and
brother.
women. That's
I
men
love
and
it.
women.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another edition of Brothers Talk with Lou J. I mean, sorry, yeah, Brothers Talk with Lou J. This is underneath the Let's Talk About It with Lou J umbrella. I'm gonna give Bobby Hill the last voice for men, his opinion. He gotta have much time as he wants. Before he does, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Give a comment. Definitely love the comments, love the interactions. If you agree with us, don't agree with us, give a comment. And also, don't forget to follow the Big Damn Podcast on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to that podcast. It will be in the descriptions below. It's real, it's deep. And I can tell you at this conversation, my man, he probably gonna have some new material to talk about after this.
You
After
know
this,
that's right. Hey,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah, always.
Bobby, give the last message to the brothers out there. Whatever you feel is necessary and that can give something to the brothers out there of all nationalities, all diversities, all whatever. Because we're all brothers, because we're all men, because we all go
Well,
listen, we all may be different colors. We all maybe come from different backgrounds. But guess what? A lot of us had the same issues, a lot of us had same problems. Get that message, brother. Take as much of your time as you want.
you're right about that. All of us got the same problems. Maybe the problems are worded differently, or maybe the accent may be differently, or the language may be differently, but it's the same problems.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But now, man, just stop, stop listening. Stop listening to society. Stop listening to what other people think about, what you think you need to do. Trust the people that are close to you. Trust your loved ones. Don't be afraid to let your guards down. But you can't let your guards down for everybody because people take advantage of you. You know, for people out here, like I say, men out here looking for someone. Yeah, don't be afraid to let your guards down. But what you got to do is, you got to have a vetting process. Don't sit up here just because. One, you need to go back. I know I sound like an old man right now. It's crazy that I'm saying I'm like an old man, but you need to go back and listen to the song "Poison" by BBD.
Woo!
Stop trusting that. Stop trusting that. You got to look deeper than that. It's always deeper than that. Stop looking at this artificial outside shell that these people put up in front of them. You got to break through to these people, to break through to the women. Stop worrying about what social media says. Stop worrying about, yeah, all that. Don't stop worrying about what the news says. Stop worrying about that, man. You got the trust yourself. Trust your own instinct. Trust, if something don't feel right, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to hurt someone's feelings if you feel like something ain't right. You know, I always tell people I would hate to be a teenager in this day and age, son, because what's going on? Lord have mercy. I don't want to talk about all that, but I would hate as a man being dating out here in this day and age. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
hard, but yeah, man, just it's so like I said, it's okay to show your weakness, but
Mm.
don't dwell in it. Okay. Don't be defined by your weakness. Don't be defined by something traumatic that's happened to you, man. Just try to, lean on people that love you to try to deal with stuff and be defined by you overcoming what's wrong with you. I know there's a lot of, everything, anxiety and all this stuff coming out now, but don't be defined by that, man. Overcome that, man. You stronger than that. Don't be afraid to damn just, it's okay to be strong. Now they're making it seem like it's hard, like it's a crime to be strong. You're stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't talking,
Yeah.
and I ain't talking about weightlifting strength and stuff like that. You're stronger than you think you are, man. Don't let
Facts.
society tell you anything different. I don't care who it is. You're stronger than you think you are. Don't let just you know how strong you are. You just don't be afraid to take the step. Don't be afraid to take, like they say, the leap of faith. Don't be afraid, man. And if nobody don't follow you, don't be afraid to go at it by yourself.
I love it, brother.
Sometimes the great things happen to people who go at it by themselves.
I love that. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another edition of Brothers Talk with Lou J. I'm going to bring on more and more brothers. I think Bobby's like my eighth guest, whoever it is. I'm trying to bring on more brothers, all diversities, all nationalities, to talk about men's issues. Bobby will be back for Black Voices, Real Issues in the future. We will talk about that right there. Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. Again, people like,
Anytime, man.
subscribe. Big Dan Podcast will be in the descriptions below. Make sure you like and subscribe to his podcast. Realness, I'm telling you, straight real. I mean,
Yes.
I'm subscribed to it. I mean, I
And
can't wait to get on there and like chop it up with him. I tell you
I
that
know
now.
we gonna get that. Once we get that, you the first one. Well, you daggone right. You know what time it is. You know we're gonna chop it up. You know
We
what
gonna
time.
chop it up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for checking us out today. I hope some of you, at least one of you, or maybe two of you. I don't care about the thousands or millions or whatever everybody talk about. If one or two people can get something out of this conversation,
It'll be worth his while.
it's worth. All right.
Yes.
Bobby, thank you for coming on. Everybody have a good day, good week, good month, good year. Brothers, take care of yourself. Peace.